Hey guys, real quick before the video starts, I want to give you a heads up that the episode you're about to watch right now is part of the Ammo Training Academy 300 series, where we focus on creating freedom through financial independence as a professional detailer. It's an absolutely unbelievable course, but this is just one episode out of 90 that have never aired, have never been seen before. If you want more information, visit the ammotrainingacademy.com. Use code ATA50 at checkout for 50% off your course enrollment. If you have any questions, you guys know where to find me. Larry at AMMONYC.com. I'll see you soon. Okay, in this chapter, we're going to be talking about the common failure points that we run into as professional detailers. Now, I've interviewed a lot of professional detailers who are really successful, and I sort of just listed all the ones that they seem to run into where they're like, man, I wish I would have changed that. If we talk about it now, we can actually avoid that. And if you just avoid falling into a big hole, you're already having a good day. So before we get into all of that, let's sort of remind ourselves in chapter 3, we talked about the secret path to becoming a profitable detailer and that characteristic that seems to be common with all of these really successful detailers. Now, they weren't all exactly saying the same thing, but it meant this. They were saying you guarantee a successful and profitable detail by picking the right customer and the right car, not just by simply being the world's greatest detailer and following the best techniques or polishing tricks, that kind of thing. So in other words, you can be the world's greatest detailer, but you may not be profitable at it. That alone was like, oh, wait a second. So you have to kind of have both of those. And so the secret sauce to that is not only being, I'm always an advocate of being a really great detailer. You have to be a good cook, a chef, an artist, whatever, a carpenter. You got to be great. But you also have to be really good at picking that right customer that puts you in a better shooting percentage to make a successful customer happy, a happy person that's going to go out there and spread the word about how great you are and your brand is. It's really about doing that, and we're doing that through the filter system. You remember that. We've talked a lot about that. That is kind of the secret sauce. My ears are always up. I'm like, hey, they're saying the same thing, and here's some of the things that they said. The first one was, I filter out the bad ones. And I was like, ooh, okay, filter. And that's kind of what stirred me to kind of think about, okay, how do we filter these people out? And that's why we had that chapter on filtering. A lot of them said, hey, it's just a gut feeling. That was the intuition of these guys who've been detailing for like 25 years. Another one said, hey man, I just learned to stay away from dealerships, da 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 da. And I was like, okay, yeah, I felt that too. I thought I was the only one that just hated working for dealerships because of it's 90 days out and all the things we talked about. Another one said, I find customers who negotiate on price tend to give me the biggest headache, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, yeah, that's so true. Discount junkies, boom, there it is. Then there's another one said, this person, they immediately badmouth another detail shop. And I don't like that type of customer. They're always a problem and there's always something else that goes on, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh yeah, customers who are going to be difficult people usually say something negative about some other person that's in our industry. We don't want to deal with that. So I started to piece this together going like, man, there's a common thread amongst detailers about this failure points that we can just easily avoid. If you literally just drive around it, I get so excited about that, you've already won, right? You didn't fall into this hole. So at that point, the next question I asked was, okay, once you've picked the right customer and the right car, we got it, everything is great. How do you build the largest margin of safety to avoid failure with those profitable clients that you just got? Or another way of saying it is, what are the biggest mistakes a business owner can make at this point in the business process? I mean, we did all the work, we got it. Like we just like rounded third. We did we were dressed the right way, our hair's the right way, the shoes, the filter system, no discount junkies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All the stuff we just talked about. We're about to slide into home plate, but like our shoelaces, whatever, are tied and we couldn't get there. We're like, we're so close. What are the things that we could just easily avoid based on all the conversations I have with really successful detailers? Here are the main 3 ones, meaning that consistent thread is right off the bat. The first one was inconsistent communication to the customer. We'll go deep into that in the next chapter. The second one is vague or unclear expectations. You thought this, they thought that. Boom, immediately you got a problem because you're like, yeah, it's perfect. And he's like, well, that's not what I wanted. I wanted it perfect, perfect, perfect. And you're like, that's not what we talked about. You can avoid that so easily and Your margin of safety, that is where you protect yourself against them going out and saying something horrible on Yelp or whatever. Again, we'll go into that. And the third one, I just kind of leaked it out there, is margin of safety. You're going to try to pick jobs, paint correction or clear bra, whatever it is that you're choosing based on that customer. You're going to find it with the largest margin of safety, so that you can almost guarantee that they're going to leave and be happy. These 3 little subtleties that we're going to go over now, this is like steroids on the whole filter system. If you start getting this, you are just going to fire out happy, excited advocates for your business because you avoided these failure points. Anyways, let's get into number 1. As you can tell, I get really excited about these things.